Hello everybody, Genesis King here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the best mods that are out there for the classic game, Star Wars Empire at War. Today we're going to be talking about 4 mods, the best 4 mods for Empire at War, I think, as it stands right now here in 2021. Now, things could have changed if you're watching this game a month, a year, however long from the date that it comes out. A couple of things that I would like to say first before we get into the actual mods themselves. When this game came out all the way back in 2006, it was a good game. Wasn't great, but it was a good game. Ground battles, space battles, star destroyers, but honestly, it has been made even better by all of the amazing modders that are out there and all the teams that work on these games. And honestly, it is the modding community for Star Wars Empire at War that has kept this game alive for now 15 years. For these mods that we're going to talk about, you do need to have the Forces of Corruption expansion. Basically, you get that in the Empire at War Gold Pack as they have it on Steam. I'm not sure how it's set up in GOG, but if you get the Steam version, and if you do not have the game as it stands right now, I would suggest that you do get the game on Steam. These mods are available on ModDB, but it is a lot easier to just find them in the workshop, click download, it's installed, you're good to go, and you can go and play mods. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the mods. The first mod on the list today, and these are in descending order of how I rank them, so 4 to 1, is the Empire at War Remake mod, and it does exactly what the title of the mod says. It remakes the base game of Empire at War. Visually, this is the best looking game on this list. So if you're looking for amazing battles, you love using the cinematic camera in those battles, this is the mod for you. Now, whether fortunately or unfortunately, I think it depends on who you are and how you like to play Empire at War, there is currently no ground battles in this mod. Some people like that, some people don't. When I first started playing Empire at War, I really didn't like the ground battles. I think that was partially because the ground battles aren't really flushed out in the base game, but regardless, there is no ground battles in this mod. But what it does do is it expands ship rosters, adds depth to the game with various mechanics that it puts in, and has all of the heroes that you would expect in an Empire at War game. So moving on to our next mod, coming from the Star Wars Empire War Expanded group, Thrawns Revenge. So Thrawns Revenge is a complete overhaul mod set immediately after the destruction of the second Death Star at Endor, and it focuses on the Imperial Civil War era, during which warlords fought over control of the galaxy post Battle of Endor. If you are into the expanded universe of Star Wars, this is probably the mod for you. If you've read the books that are set in that time frame from the expanded universe after the Battle of Endor, you're going to recognize a lot of characters. You're going to recognize all of these various storylines that happen in this mod. And honestly, probably the best thing about this mod is it includes my personal favorite character in the Star Wars universe, Grand Admiral Thrawn Revenge. You put him in anything, I will go read the book, I'll watch the video, I'll play the mod. He's in this mod, and it is absolutely amazing. Something that this mod does, and honestly the next mod that we're going to talk about as well, but this mod, while we're talking about it right now, it does add a resource system into the game. It adds food, ship crews, and industrial parts. You need food to sustain your population, keep the stability on your planets so that they do not rebel, ship crews so that you can build ships. Each ship type is assigned a value, and you need that number of ship crews to actually build the ships. So as you can imagine, corvettes take less, up to super star destroyers, which take more. And then industrial parts, again, is for your influence. Something else that is unique about this mod is the era progression system. I really enjoy the way that they do that in this mod. It adds a unique flavor and a kind of a storyline, honestly, to the mod. You can pay to progress in eras, or after a certain amount of time, it will progress. And in each era, it has a different set of heroes, a different ship set, new ships unlocked as the era progresses. And out of all of these mods, it has probably, no, actually, you know what, it does. It has the most playable empires that you can conquer the galaxy as, from the Imperial Remnant to the New Republic to the Empire of the Hand, the Greater Maldrude, which gives it a lot of flavor and gives the game a flavor every time you play as a different empire. Coming in at number 2 on this list is Fall of the Republic. This mod is also a part of the Star Wars Empire at War expanded mod set, I guess you could call it. It's a separate mod, but it's from the same team that has created Thrawns Revenge. It is also, again, a complete overhaul mod. This time is set in the Clone Wars era. You can play as either the CIS or the Republic. This mod also introduces classic ships like the Venator Star Destroyer that you see in the movies, as well as the Clone War TV series, and the Providence class Dreadnought. What makes this mod number 2 on this list for me is really the small stuff. So one of the small things that I really enjoy of this, and it's just the attention to detail from the mod developer that really puts this at number 2 on the list, is that the clone units, their armor will change color based on which Jedi lands first, and the clone legion that they commanded in the Clone Wars. So for example, you land Anakin and then clones, they get the 501st coloration. Obi-Wan has the 212th, and Mace Windu has the 187th, etc., etc. Similar to Thrawns Revenge, this mod also has an era progression system wherein you progress, you get new ships, and you make various choices as to who your leaders are. And lastly, probably, another great thing about this mod, because there's a lot of great stuff about this mod, is that you can choose whether or not to execute Order 66 and purge the Jedi from the galaxy, or alternatively, you can side with Mon Mothma. So obviously, if you side with Mon Mothma, the Jedi survive, and you get to keep using them in the campaign. However, if you do execute Order 66, you do get access to some of the early Imperial design ships. And coming in at number 1 on this list of the best mods for Star Wars Empire at War is Awakening of the Rebellion. So again, this is an overall mod set during the time of the original Empire at War, just like Empire at War Remake. However, this mod is probably the one that changes and overhauls the most mechanics in the game. So unlike Empire at War Remake, it does have ground battles. This mod does go in, and it's got a more in-depth mission system than most all of these mods, a more in-depth tech system than all of these mods, overhauls the ship models like all of these mods do. The economics for this mod, I think, are probably the most fleshed out of all of these mods. So everything that you own, you can look and see what you're paying for, you can see specifically where your income is coming from, and you do have to manage that income, I think, a little bit more closely than in the other mods where you build ability and you get cash. This mod also completely overhauls how both space and ground mechanic battles go. I could get into this, but I honestly could do an entire separate video on what it changes in space battles and ground mechanic. But I will say it makes the ground battles probably the best feeling and flowing ground battles out of all of these mods. And with the space battles, it assigns a class to each ship, and that means that ship has a certain role in the battle. If you use the ships incorrectly, there's a better chance they get destroyed. And really, I think it comes down to that as to why this is the best of all of the Empire at War mods. So now that we've talked about all of these mods, what I need to know from you is, what is your favorite mod? How would you rank them in this list? Are there ones that I didn't include this list that you would include? And what is your favorite feature within your favorite mod? Let me know all of that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button if you have enjoyed. If you want to subscribe for more Star Wars Empire at War content, make sure you hit that button and the little bell icon so you don't miss a thing. Good luck in your next campaign, and may the Force be with you.